Hello, darkness, my old friend. You've come to talk with me again. Sens lose 4-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes. So, how'd you enjoy the winning streak? 'Cause I was really loving it! 2 wins in a row. Life is grand. 2 solid periods and a 1-goal lead heading to the third period. Is this really happening? And then right on cue, they forget to show up for the third period, come completely unraveled, and pin away the lead and the win! Oh, our penalty killing has been great. Let's parade to the penalty box. Let's give up a 5-on-3 power play, with the second penalty being 4 minutes. Oh, our penalty couldn't bail us out despite being excellent over the last couple weeks? What a shock! They may not have burned the house down after playing with fire on Saturday, but after last night, there's nothing left of the house. The whole house has been completely burned to the ground. There's nothing left but ash. And conveniently enough, the same can be said of the winning streak. And of course, they had to blow a third period lead to the Hurricanes, who coming into last night were the only team left in the league who hadn't won trailing heading into the third period. Well, so much for that. Welcome to Ottawa, where your bad stats go to die and your first NHL points and goals come alive. Let's just get into lineup changes. With Craig Anderson out after taking a tennis ball to the eye during a warm-up in the gym on Monday, the Sens recalled Philip Gustafsson to serve as the backup, while Anders Nilsson got his third straight start and goal. As for the skaters, the Sens rolled with the same 18 who picked up a win over the Jets on Saturday. And in the early going, it looked like those lines might lead the Sens to another win, thanks to a solid start. After some early stops from both goalies, the Sens get on the board first. Chabot tries to throw a shot through, it gets blocked, Ceci picks up the rebound, he sends a shot on goal, McElhinney stops it, but Stone bats the rebound out of midair over the shoulder of McElhinney and into the goal to give the Sens a 1-0 lead. Yet another Sens player who loves to play baseball. What hand-eye coordination. We stay 1-0 until the second period, as both goalies stand tall in a rather dull opening period. With the lead, the Sens open the second period on their heels, but after some nice saves from Nilsson, the Sens regain their legs. And less than 4 minutes in, they extend their lead. Yarrow sends a shot on goal that gets blocked. Smith picks up the rebound, and he fires a shot towards the goal. It misses the net, but bounces off Pajot, then off McElhinney, and in the goal. Sens lead 2-0. Let's go! Pajot, 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 Pajot. Pajot, Pajot.
Hey, they're reviewing that!
Oh darn. They are too. And after seeing the replay, you see Pajot kick at the puck. That's not gonna count. And sure enough, the referee agrees. Pajot kicked it in, the goal doesn't count, and Ottawa's lead remains 1-0. The disallowed goal, it would prove huge too. The Sens kept coming on the next couple of shifts, but they couldn't beat McElhinney, who kept his team alive. The game opens up, but both goalies continue to play strong, and we head to the third period with the Sens in front 1-0. So the Sens have a lead starting a new period. They manage to navigate the second not bad, so naturally, they forget to show up to start the third. The Sens can't clear the puck, and Dougie Hamilton picks it up. He throws one towards the goal. It misses the net, but hits Michael Furlan's stick on the far side. He easily taps it in the empty net, and with 19:44 left in the third period, we're tied at 1. 16 seconds. 16 dang nabbit seconds. The whole game is completely changed now. All because he couldn't keep it together for the first shift of the third period. Jeez! And not even halfway through the third period, things go from bad to just plain awful. Thomas Chabot is sent off for tripping, and during that power play, Cody Ceci gets called for a 4-minute high sticking penalty, giving the Hurricanes a minute 34 of 5-on-3 time. Heading into the contest, the Sens had by far the best penalty kill in the entire league over the last 26 days, as they were a perfect 16 for 16. But they couldn't keep the streak alive in this one. About 40 seconds after Ceci was sent off, giving the Hurricanes a 5-on-3, Furlan carries the puck into the Sens zone and goes cross-ice into the middle to a wide-open Justin Williams. He picks his spot, rips one bar down over the glove of Anders Nilsson, and the Hurricanes lead 2-1. How on earth do you leave the middle of the ice so open? I know it was a 5-on-3, but still, come on! That was way too much time and space for Williams, who made the Sens pay. And here we go again. The Sens lost 5-4 to the Canes on January 6th, and Justin Williams scored the game-winning goal in the third period that night. When he scored last night, I couldn't help but think, yep, Justin Williams just scored the game-winning goal again. The Sens are going to lose 2-1. But then they made sure to prove me wrong. About a minute and a half later, with the Canes still in the power play, Williams feeds Aho at the blue line. He goes back to Williams, who goes down low to Ferland, who goes back to the top of the crease to Teravainen. He 1x1 by Nilsson, and the Canes lead 3-1. Nilsson's been real solid for the Sens, especially lately. But that's one he's gotta have. That's a back-breaking goal, and one that should have never happened. But at the same time, what on earth were the players doing? 4 Sens, all below the hash marks. Can someone explain to me why it is that the Sens had all 4 players standing around Teravainen, yet none of them thought it would be a good idea to try to get in his face? Look at this. Tell me, how is it that you're ever going to stop anybody playing defense like that? You're not. The Sens didn't stop a soul, and it's 3-1. The Sens press, can't beat McElhinney, and then a Mark Stone giveaway seals the Sens' fate. Ferland picks off Stone's pass, and as he's falling down, feeds Teravainen, who had snuck in behind the Sens' D on the breakout. With lots of room, Teravainen moves in, picks his spot, roofs one over the blocker of Nilsson, and the Canes lead 4-1 with 3:51 to play. Thankfully, the Sens don't pull their goalie, the Canes don't get a freebie, and Carolina skates away with a 4-1 win. Thanks to 4 unanswered goals in the third period! Good news, bad news, let's go. I really liked the usage of the Sens skaters last night, and that is the good news. At various times this year, I've brought up Ottawa's lack of depth, particularly when it comes to their usage on the ice, and last night, we saw that usage become more normal for an NHL team. The Sens dressed 11 forwards, and none played more than Mark Stone's 22 minutes. Matt Duchene played just over 20, and the rest of the Sens forwards played anywhere between 12 and 17 minutes. That's about what you'd like to see from a normal forward line. Stone and Duchene might be a little high, but the rest of the forwards were bang on. The blue line was much the same. Chabot played nearly 25 minutes. And with the exception of Harper's shockingly low 10 minutes, the rest of the blue liners played between 14 and 18 minutes. If the Sens can continue to use their skaters in this way over the course of the rest of the season, it will be huge for the whole team moving forward, especially on the second night of a back-to-back. The Sens used their skaters effectively last night, and that is the good news. I'm going to pick on Ottawa's special teams. They weren't good enough last night, and that is the bad news. Ottawa's penalty killing let them down in the third period for sure, but when you're parading to the penalty box, that sort of thing is going to happen. I was more disappointed in Ottawa's power play. 0 for 2 obviously is not a very good night, but it was very concerning if you look beyond the numbers. The Sens finished with 3 total shots on 2 power plays. They had an early power play and a chance to grab the game by the horns, and guess what they did? They had no shots and virtually no zone time, as they watched a great chance to grab early momentum, go up in smoke, and instead, because of how poorly they played on that power play, they actually gave the momentum to Carolina. That's the last thing you need out of a power play. Then Ottawa regains momentum thanks to a Stone goal and get another power play. Once again, they failed to generate any real momentum or any real pressure, and they handed momentum back to Carolina. Yes, the penalty kill struggled in the third period after Ottawa started parading to the box, but their power play, it had no excuse, and it wasn't very good, especially early when they had their chances, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens head out on a 4-game road trip, kicking things off in Detroit on Thursday night. The contest will be the 4th and final meeting of the season between the two teams, with the Sens currently holding a 2-1 edge in head-to-head matchups. In their only meeting in Detroit thus far, it was the Sens who picked up a win, skating away with a 4-2 victory. While the Sens have been the better head-to-head team so far this season, it's the Wings who have been the better team overall, as they sit third last in the NHL, 4 points ahead of a Sens team who has 1 game in hand. The Wings have also alternated wins and losses in the month of February and are coming off a 2-0 shutout of the Sens 2 weeks ago. Pick up your third win in 4 tries and close the gap. See you Thursday night. And here we... come on, Scooty. A minute and a half later, with the Hurricanes still in the power play, Williams goes to the point to Aho. He goes back to Williams, who goes down low to Verland.